now you can probably hear me. Told you everything's going to be a little bit rough and ready around the edges today. As I was just saying before, I rudely interrupted myself. I've been having a little walk around so far in the last sort of hour and a half, meeting some of the traders, having a chat with the guys from the Pit Gaming store, just talking about how the show came to be. It's been a really good turnout here so far, and we're literally only an hour and a half into the show. So I thought, now that we've kind of settled down a little bit over here, we've got some games being played over here, we've got a painting competition going on behind, I thought that I'd just sit down for a little bit and just see if I could get on and do some painting and see how well that goes. So yeah, let's go to the workbench. Don't forget that if you're new to Easy 8, or if you just haven't done it already so far, please do consider subscribing to the show. Every subscription is a precious thing to me. It's such a small and easy thing for you guys to do. So if you are even remotely inclined to do so, please do subscribe. I've had a couple of subscribers since starting the show here today at Recon, which is fantastic. So thanks very much. Anyway, let's go to the workbench. So I'm having to move things around a bit because I don't have the freedom that I normally do in the studio. So I'm kind of having to swing my camera around and things. I bought my painting palette. I get a lot of hassle from you guys saying it's gross, it's dirty, it's clean, it's not got paint on it. I did clean my paint water glass, but I forgot to bring it with me. So when I was in the travel lodge earlier on, I pinched, but temporarily I'm going to return it. I pinched one of their mugs, so I've got some water there. We travelled so far to get here today, and I wanted to keep things really light, so I didn't want to bring loads of painting gear, and I didn't think I was going to have an awful lot of time for that anyway. So look, all I've done is I've bought some charred brown, and I bought some Corvus black, and I thought while I'm here I could sit there and do all of the train tracks that I've been painting recently. I thought I could do those. And there was just so much stuff to bring. There was so much to bring, and then that would have been on top of it. So all I've done is I've just bought my little 15mm tanks, because they're all on display anyway. This is my little chaffy, and if you remember some episodes ago, I was trying to paint the wheels and the tracks. It takes a little bit of time, it's a fiddly job, and when you've got 100 tanks, it's really daunting to do. So I thought, what a better opportunity to tackle this now. Here we go. So, if you're watching live and you can't hear me, or the sound quality is poor, or you want a better look at something, the live chat's there for you. Please do live chat me, because otherwise I won't know. I bought my paintbrushes, just 3 of them. These are my Kalinsky brushes. I did do a very good job of looking after them travelling on the way up, so I've got to make sure that I look after them while I'm here. So I'm just going to use my Kalinsky Zero. And yeah, I'm just going to start painting some wheels. So I've got a little chaffy. I've got 2 chaffies. Have I got 2 chaffies? I've got 2 chaffies, 2 Hellcats. So all I'm going to be doing is just trying to paint up the wheels here. Now, the last time I tried to do one of these, I was painting the outside edges of the wheels. I'll bring this in nice and close. I was painting the outside edges of the wheels, but I was also painting like this front piece here, which is actually quite unnecessary to do so. The reason for that is that they're not actually like full tyres that cap over the whole wheel. They're actually like rim tyres. So actually what I'm trying to say is the little circle you see here on the front is green. It's a part of the metal wheel. The side bits here are going to be black. Now, I don't really need to do it because it's so covered in shadow you can actually see. It's actually quite difficult to see in there anyway. It's quite difficult, isn't it? It looks like I've actually done it to a certain degree already. Oh yeah, this is the one where I've actually painted the rims on this side. Will it come into focus? There it is. So I've painted the actual rims on this one, turned this one over, and I've just painted the edges on the inside there. These return rollers, they're all the same. This is a steel wheel, there's no rubber on this one. There's a sprocket wheel over here. I've also brought some brown so that I can do the tracks. I think I'm going to start off with doing some tracks because they're nice and easy to paint, they just take a little bit of time. And if you're Stafford, he's like, no, I hate doing tank tracks. Tank tracks are difficult. I've actually got no live chat at the moment, so maybe I need to refresh that. Where's my mouse gone? Refresh the chat. Let's see what happens. I've never had to do that before. Yeah, live show. Clean your palette. Music is too loud. With the background noise, it's hard to hear you. Excellent. I will. I'll do this. There we go. How's that? Is that better? What I need to do is I need to shake that. That is a paint that has not been used for a long time. Now, I didn't bring a vortex mixer because it's got a plug, it was extra stuff to bring, but some of the people that have come along with me have brought 2 vortex mixers with me. I'm going to shout over to Kez. Kez, can we use your vortex mixers? Can you get them? That'd be great, cheers. I never leave the chair, I never leave it. I never talk to anybody else in my show either. This is a new. Thanks, man. Cheers very much. So this is almost identical to the vortex mixer that I use. Mine is just a plug and go. But Kez has got one. That's a USB chargeable one. Maybe I need to get that because then I can have what John. Hi, John. By the way, was it? John's put little googly eyes on his. I need googly eyes on mine, and I need to be able to show you. Anyway, look, all you do is it's got this little divot in the top. It's going to make everything vibrate, isn't it? And you just literally pop your paint in the top and just give it a good old razz like that. This hasn't been used for a long time. This is from the paint, the brush set. So this isn't a game air range at all, which I commonly use because they're watered down already. This is given to me by a friend who wasn't using his paints, and it's like a whole case of paints. Cheers, Mark. But he wasn't using them so much that they haven't been mixed. Lots of mixing needed. Oh, I'm going to get carpal tunnel syndrome. Give that a really good shake. I can see that inside the paint has separated a little bit and it was kind of looking black. Yeah, like that. Just give that a squeeze. There we go. Excellent. Thanks, Kez. Cheers, mate. Right. So I'm just going to add a bit of water. I can't actually hear any music. I heard it back on the replay earlier on, but I need a lot of practice at this travelling, doing the show live thing. Right. I'm going to start on this side because it's a little bit brighter, a little bit easier to see. This is nice, isn't it? Painting at a show. So the reason that I like using the airbrush paints on brush is because they're watered down already, so that you don't have to kind of thin them down, and they can just go straight into your airbrush. So they're good for both methods of painting, really. But depending on the colour that you use, and I suppose the brand as well, sometimes they're too thin, and you don't just have to like do 2 thin coats. You've got to do 4 or 5 thin coats, and that could just take forever, especially when you're just trying to get a job done quick. But of course, if you buy brush paints and airbrush paints, that's twice the cost. So I can see why. Normally you would only have one of those types of paints. I was just very fortunate that I was gifted the brush set. Water there. Hopefully no one from Travelodge is watching this, realising that I've temporarily stolen their mug.
Right, okay, so it's coming.
Nice.
Sorry, can I use your table?
Please do, thank you very much. No worries.
I've brought some in the backpack, some Perry 20 mil supplement water, all these.
I was like, I don't get it.
That's the easy bit of the track painted there. So now I've got to try and get like underneath. What's that called? That like sort of track guard. It's not really a skirt, is it? It's got to have a name. This bit that kind of covers the top. Stops you from doing an Indiana Jones. You know what I mean by Indiana Jones, when they have to fight on top of that World War I tank and he gets on top of the tracks and he ends up kind of getting sucked over the top. Oh, there's the punch up on top. I'm just going to paint the inside here, even though not really ever going to see in there. Just don't want there to be an awful lot of like the green showing from. If you can view it from like one side, you might be able to see like sort of in. I'm just trying to be like nice and tidy. One thing that I am really missing here is my studio lights. That makes such a difference. Or at least on the screen it looks nice and clear. It's quite difficult to see clearly. But it is helping me not be precious. And that is something that I really need to, get practice out. If I was to practice one thing, it is get used to not caring too much, especially on such a small miniature. People are looking at my display, it's so exciting! Okay, so now I'm going to do the sort of the front edge of the tracks. They're a little bit lumpy and bumpy, so as I'm kind of passing my brush across, it's difficult to get a good coverage, so patience is key. Now Stafford will tell you, hates painting tracks, and I think this is one of the reasons, is that they're just a little bit fiddly.
More damage plus a crit.
Note to self, in the future, studio lights probably quite important. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So one of the things that really does show up on these is where you can see the inside of the track, especially facing down. You don't have to worry about it so much facing up because you very rarely ever get a see in there. You might want to just do a little bit, but especially looking down on the tank, you can see here quite clearly. It comes into focus. Any second. There. You can see that on the front wheels, just over here, you can see that I've just tried to put a little bit of paint in there, but otherwise the tracks show up really, really green. Just put the wet paint down on the tablecloth. Okay. Just trying to get those little bit of interior track bits painted. The difficulty is, of course, is not getting it on the wheels. I could sit here and paint the wheels and do the tracks and then do a tidy up, but it's tiny. Do I really want to do that? And I could also paint the whole tracks and then go and do wheels afterwards. It's just preference, isn't it? Because I'm inevitably going to get this paint on another part of the model. Like it's going to happen, right? I'm going to enlarge my screen. Screen is enlarged because it's actually easier for me to look on the screen than it is in real life. I can actually kind of do a little quality control check. Wait for it to come into focus. Okay, cool. Might need a little bit of water in that paint. I think it's a little bit thick, it's not really going in all that easily. Add a little bit of water, mix it up, and then slosh it in. Just getting that little edge just around that tension wheel there. I believe it's a tension wheel. The drive wheels are the front ones. There's the sprocket wheel. That's the one that kind of drives the track. These are road wheels, so they kind of take all the weight. They've got suspension on them. I think this one here just kind of applies tension. And I don't know if that one has on this particular tank, if it has a tyre on it. I don't think it does. Those little lumpy bumpy bits are making it very difficult to get paint on there at all. I think I should try and avoid over painting an area. If I think that I haven't got it in there properly, it's just going to give it a chance to dry. Squish that paint in there. I've probably almost definitely got paint on that wheel there, but I can tidy that up later. Touch of water again. I've got a rogue bristle. Okay, what I want to do now is get that edge all the way along the top there.
More damage.
And just the top edge of the track now, because you can just see under that top skirt thing, you can just see the edge of the track, and it will stand out like a sore thumb because everything else now of the tracks has been painted, right? So add a bit of water, make that paint a little bit easier to use. Okay, that looks pretty untidy. trying to spot the areas now where it looks like it needs a bit more attention. Definitely on those inside bits of track between those wheels. It's not looking very good in there, is it? So little bit by little bit. Another check. Do a little bit at the back here. Yeah. And I think a little bit on the inside. Yeah. So just a little bit on the inside edge of that wheel there. Come on, focus now. Yeah, just a little bit more there, right? Really struggling to keep it right in the middle of the camera here. Not my usual studio setup. Okay, I'm going to leave that for a second because I think I'm in danger of kind of overpainting it. I don't want to be like applying loads and loads of paint all the time and just kind of, you know, making it look rubbish. What I will do, while I've got a little bit of paint here in the palette, is I am just going to thin that down for a start. Just going to do the inside of the tracks at the top. Just for the sake of consistency. You can see in there that I'm not going to go crazy with it. Like that. Like that. Too easy. Like that. Yeah, that's okay. If I compare it to the other side, now you can see there's a difference. Side, yeah. It's so difficult to see what I'm painting in this light. Okay, I know I said I wasn't going to overpaint it, but I could just do it a bit more in there, can I?
Yep, good.
I've always had a...
Morning, you okay? It is. Oh, it's not morning. Oh no. I feel silly now. Okay, so the other side. So this is the side where I did a bad with the wheels, so I have to go and find my original olive greens and just pick the edges of the rims back up. But you know, I didn't know at the time. So I'm gonna paint the inside of the track first, I think, just because it's frustrating and difficult, and I kind of want to get that done. Nice, okay. Just need to take it section by section, right? Yeah, that's a better job than the other side, isn't it? Okay, now between the first two road wheels. Bit of water just to make the paint flow a little bit better. Getting a bit of paint building up in the ferrule, so I'm going to just take the opportunity now to clean my brush out to make sure that I'm looking after them, especially if I'm travelling around with them. I stuffed them in a bag, and that wasn't the best thing to do. I know, it was bad. Let me just clean that brush out. Yeah, that's better. Come back to it. A little bit of paint left there. Should be enough just to get me at least one more section done. Let that focus come back in. Okay. Some good lighting right there, isn't there? Stay there, stay there. Okay, I'm going to need some more paint. Hi there, you okay? What did I do with it? There it is. Give that a shake. Oh, it's so thick. Bit of water.
Very nice. They do
Okay. I need to do. It's so hard to keep on top of what it is I'm painting here. Oh, I've got a bit of paint on the wheel there. That's no good. So go and sort that out and give that a clean. Just a bit of water on the old brush. Yeah, that's good. Fixed it. You okay? Yeah. I was scared of having an accident on a chair. Not having an accident like that, that's not what I meant. The chairs, they fold up, and if you lean on the back of them, they collapse. I did it earlier. Not having an accident, like, you know, we're all adults. Says the guy painting toy tanks. It's a really difficult task to do. I've picked a really dark paint in a dark-ish corner of the room on a dark back colour. Really didn't think this through. Okay, let's get that bit there. Lovely.
I would say I'll be Irish ways, I'm going to bring you in some little cats, you know, just think about it, you know, think about it. That is 3 damage.
Okay, that's the outside edges of the track painted there. Just at the bottom, I need to go around the back here. And probably should get a bit of paint under that skirty bit. Nice, a bit more water in there. A bit more, go on. Be liberal with the water.
I keep seeing this pack of like savages up there.
Just going to clean that brush up a bit.
Do I just buy savage or smacks then? It is, right, so.
That's the dinner.
Hi there, gents. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, these balls. That's lovely. No, but I know, like in the or in 6 months.
I've got treatment, and I'm not going to ask it.
So just going along that outside edge now. If I can stay in shot, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Going back to my very amateur original days here. Just kind of slapping paint on. Okay, that's not bad. It's difficult to see in this light whether the areas are unpainted or if it's wet paint reflecting light. It's quite hard to see. Okay, a bit more water. Ever so quickly, just going to do the underside, the top part of the track there. The inside there. Okay, cool. Look, we're done. As best as we possibly can in this light. Alright mate, just to let you know, before you come into the camera shot, you are live on air. If you come around the corner, you can't see it from there, that's alright. You got the painting competition, yeah? Yes. Yeah?
Yeah, we need to.
I will be up there in just a moment. Give me just 2 seconds. I'll just finish what I'm doing here and I'll come on up. No trouble, thank you very much.
Very cool.
Thank you very much. Well, there we go. I'm needed to go. So, perfect timing. Going to pop him together like that. You can just sit there and air dry just on the side for now. And let me come away from the workbench just quickly. Well, what experience it is trying to paint here at live in this arena under these lights in a dark corner surrounded by black fabric. It's not conducive to good lighting conditions. I have to disappear just up there now to go and judge a painting competition. I will be back during the day throughout the rest of the day. We're going to be here till 4 o'clock. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that you get regular updates and you know that when I do little live videos throughout the rest of the day. In the meantime, I'll see you in a little bit. Cheers then, bye.